There are new developments tonight in the kidnapping case that came to a dramatic end in Siouxland last night. Using his son as a shield or hostage. That is how new court documents describe the actions of a Jefferson, Iowa man arrested in a Plymouth County field last night after allegedly abducting his son in the afternoon. Those documents reveal 34-year-old Brandon Duong is now charged with second-degree kidnapping while armed with a dangerous weapon. The alleged Duong, who was blocked by a court order from contact with his 7-year-old son Bryson, went to the boys' school in Jefferson, Iowa about 12:30 p.m. yesterday and took the boy from the playground. An Amber Alert was issued just after 3. Duong's vehicle was later located by a sheriff's deputy in Woodbury County between Correctionville and Cushing. He then led law enforcement on a high-speed chase into Plymouth and Cherokee counties before successfully eluding officers for about 15 minutes. When officers found him again near Remsen, he took off once more. That chase ended with his pickup in a ditch northeast of Remsen and Duong fleeing on foot into a field with Bryson on his shoulders and a rifle in his hands. Now, he eventually surrendered to authorities shortly before 8. Brandon Duong was booked into the Plymouth County Jail. He's waiting extradition back to Greene County. Bryson Duong has been placed in the custody of the Iowa Department of Human Services.